Welcome. Shankara's teachings are deep and profound. RamanaMaharshi lived these teachings. Listen, reflect, and deeply meditate. I'm Richard Clarke. I'm reviewing and commenting on Adi Shankara's Atma Bodha, or self-knowledge. Today is verse 35. That which I really am fills all differentiated things, just as space, ether, fills within and without all differentiated objects. That which I really am lacks change and is always the same. That which I really am is pure, unattached, immaculate, and immutable. This verse from Atma Bodha is Adi Shankara's invitation for you to recognize what you truly are, not what you've been conditioned to think you are. You may think of yourself as a body, as a person with a name and a history, or as a mind that thinks and feels. But Shankara says none of these are the real you. What you really are is the self, pure awareness itself, unchanging, ever present, and not touched by anything that happens in the body, mind, or world. When Shankara says the self fills all differentiated things, he's pointing to something radical. Just like space is present within a pot and also outside it, the self is not limited by form. Every object you see, your hand, a tree, a distant star, exists in the space of awareness. And that awareness is what you really are. Space is a metaphor here, but not a perfect one, because space can be divided and has dimensions. The self doesn't. It simply is everywhere and always. Shankara then tells you that the self doesn't change. The body changes, thoughts change, moods shifts, but something in you has been the same throughout all of it, from childhood until now. That unchanging witness is the self. It doesn't grow older or tired. The self is always. The self doesn't get upset or elated. It simply knows. When the mind is confused, the knowing itself is never confused. Shankara also says the self is pure, unattached, immaculate, and immutable. That means it is untouched by anything that appears in it. Pain can arise, but it doesn't affect the self. Pleasure, too. These are movements in the mind observed in awareness. The self doesn't cling to any experience. It doesn't accumulate impressions. It isn't stained by the past, and it doesn't need to be cleaned or purified. It already is purity itself. For you, this may seem far from everyday experience, but RamanaMaharshi taught the same truth. By turning inward and asking, "Who am I?" the false identification drops away. After all else has been discriminated and negated, what remains is the self, quiet, aware, still. This verse is a reminder you are not the roles you play, the thoughts you think, or the emotions you feel. You are the one aware of all of them, and you have never been anything else. Recognize this. Know this as direct experience. And peace is not something you'll try to create. It's what you discover has always been here. So know yourself and be always free and at peace. Ramana Maharshi could say so much with just a few words. In these books, I give comments and guided inquiries in ordinary English to deepen your practice. Available from Amazon. The link is in the video notes. These videos bring Sankara's teachings into your direct experience. Subscribe to see more. Click thumbs up to like. Send questions and start a dialogue with a comment.